like always, I'm going to ask you, why are we here?
Where we're here,
what would you like to discuss? Put the pressure on you right off the bat.
well, whatever can inspire the most people.
Well, like we've told everyone, we don't script anything, so it's going to be as organic as possible. I guess we can start on how you've come to know us or be part of, the group. We've grown in the community over the last half decade. You're more of, we'll call it, it's been over a year. It's closer to 2, but you're more of a recent acquisition into the group, we'll call you. So let's just start at the basics. Why did you reach out in the first place? Because we had actually met through, Alec at one of his young entrepreneurs. Yeah. So right off the bat, you had stepped away from whatever everybody else does. They could have been, that was a Sunday, I think he used to host, right? So what do other people do? They go out drinking, they watch football, they complain about tomorrow being Monday and having to go on to work, but there you were during a 4-hour, it was just like an open forum discussion. People talked about what they did. So go ahead. Mike's back on you.
Me becoming a part of this is just an extension of one of the first lessons I learned when I joined, which is surround yourself with the right circles, the right people. If I wasn't doing that lesson of surrounding myself with the right people, I would have never got to the event. I would have never met you. I would have never, been a part of everything that we're doing. So I think...
So you're saying it doesn't just magically appear. Opportunities that people think and pass them by, they never actually put themselves in the way of it. It's basically what you're getting at.
Yeah.
You have to get off your ass and go somewhere and it might not have been anything you were interested in, but at least, because there's probably been times you've been part of something that, this isn't really what it's supposed, anything of interest, I'm not growing here, these are nice people, but it's not helping me throughout my journey through life, but you took the effort to find out, you didn't just sit at home.
Yeah, you're never gonna, it's like, you're never gonna be fit if you never put on a pair of running shoes. Like you gotta do something to put yourself out there.
Yeah. There's only so many excuses you can make for a lack of success. There's very little holding us back. We're very fortunate to be in Canada, and while maybe the country isn't run the best, we keep saying this, it's definitely one of the best places in the world to become something if you want to. We've just gotten so used to living easily that we think a little bit of hardship is like oppressive. We're sitting here on a Saturday morning at our friend's cafe. I'm drinking my beautiful matcha. You're drinking clear,
delicious water.
Oh, yeah. But look at that. We can be here when everybody else is just starting their weekend from a week they didn't like, and we're just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe this is an irrelevant type of conversation, but I love to hear it because you're smiling. You're clearly having a great time. I've cut off what you were about to say, but let's go back to that. So you took yourself out of the norm. What was your norm before you started stepping out of it? What did it look like before you actively sought out, not better people, but higher tables to sit at, the tables that you wanted to be like?
I just, I just tried to make money, but kept failing over and over again.
And when you say kept trying to make money, what does that mean? Different jobs, start a business? How did you try to make money?
I guess I never worked a real job before. It's just, online side hustles or whatever. So first was trying to make my own marketing agency, and then e-com, and then...
Looks so lucrative online, doesn't it, when they're just trying to sell it to you?
Yeah, and then remote sales. I did fairly well in, nothing crazy though. And but then things really took off with trading. So, yeah.
Risky business, but you were having a lot of fun. I remember that.
Yeah, I grew quite a bit since the Dominican trip. Back then I was unprofitable, and back to one of the key things I learned. It's the ridiculously simple things that get you to where you want to be. Like
Please elaborate. I don't think anyone's going to understand when you say that life got easy when you simplified it.
100%. But I mean, just as an example, like when I was an unprofitable trader, right? Okay, the goal is to get profitable. So what do you need to be profitable? You need a profitable strategy. How do you get a profitable strategy? You back test on a bunch of historical data and practice over and over and over on historical data, review
Wait, you don't just go to someone and be like, tell me what to buy, bro.
No.
I want to be rich tomorrow. I want to retire in 3 days. That's not the technique? Oh. So the rich aren't hoarding secrets. They just learned.
Yeah.
They took their time, and time mainly, like you said, they went back through reading charts.
Yeah.
Whether it's months, years, decades. Who's running the company? What does the board of directors look like? When do they have profitable quarters? What did their last year look like? What are we heading into now? Oh, Christmas is coming up. That's, in the current time of things. Before you ever buy something, do you even understand what it is you're buying? More people will research a TV than they will with their investments. Isn't that nuts? So yeah, go ahead. So you unprofitable trades. It was not working because of a lack of.
I was just trying out strategies I found on YouTube or whatever, instead of actually using the concepts I learned from YouTube, going through charts and historical data, and then making my own strategy from that. That was actually based off of what I seen in real data.
Yeah.
Right? So, and that doesn't take that many hours a day to do. So, once I started being like, okay, I'm gonna back test, right? I'm gonna back test a strategy, and I'm gonna test out at least 2 days, from the past every day after my trading day. It wasn't until I started doing that I started to get profitable. And it took, I think it took less than 4 weeks. And then once I was profitable, it took less than 8 weeks to make an insane amount of money in 1 week. So, yeah.
But there's also losses in there, right? Like, 'cause this sounds amazing. This sounds like what everybody would say just before they're about to sell someone a program on how to do this, which obviously we never push that type of thing. This is just honest talk. Tell us about the losses. The ones that make people right off the bat, oh, this is I don't like this. This is rigged. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
In order to, before I really started to, I guess. Okay, so for context, I guess I could say in 1 week, I made more than there's. Like the first really big week, I made more than my mom's salary in 1 week, right?
Wow.
So, but before that, I was desensitized to losing 1K a day for multiple days in a row. And then after that, and bigger losses, bigger wins, right?
Yeah.
As you're growing. So I mean, now I'm desensitized to losing 10K in a day, multiple days in a row. So, yeah, hopefully.
Then that is a problem. We tend to, and I want to say it's a problem if you're going in blind. Mm-hmm. If you're understanding patterns, trends, and charts, you know what comes after a series of losses. You can almost time out when the win comes to within a day. Most people don't get that. They're just looking for that one big play that pays off, and the moment they lose, they're out of the game with a loss. And I know these things are hard to explain with words. I'm sure the people listening are not going to understand what you're saying. So you're basically saying at this point, you're desensitized to losing 5 or 10K in a day. You're still looking forward to tomorrow's trades, next week's trades, with keeping that in the back of your mind.
It's just a business expense. in trading, there isn't really a product and service, right? And product service, like for example, Walmart, like if someone shoplifts from them, sure they take a loss, but it's like, well, it's still profitable.
Yeah, they took a $5 loss on a $250 million day globally. So yeah, it's absolutely true. So then what did you find actually made that switch for you where, okay, you knew the losses were there, but you had enough understanding where it became something that you were going to proceed with because you saw the benefit. There were maybe not necessarily more good days than bad, but the good days did more than offset the bad. Like, did you find trading was your calling because you had a new understanding of it?
I mean, saying something is your calling kind of.
Let's say you have an aptitude for it. It doesn't have to be your calling, because we don't know what that is yet. You're way too young.
Yeah.
You're not even a quarter of a century old.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I sort of, like, I always thought it was cool. Like, back when I was 14, my grade 9 math teacher.
Wolf of Wall Street, and you're like, that's me.
Nah, my grade 9 math teacher just mentioned stocks, and you can actually, like, own a piece of Apple. And I'm like, that's really cool. Yeah. So then I started learning more about it on my own. Back then, like, at 14 or 15, I was, like, reading company balance sheets back then, it was, like, before the 2020 bull market. Mm-hmm. And, like, I was really, really bullish on Tesla stock, and I remember telling my dad to get it, and he was saying to, like, oh, like, I don't see any Tesla cars on the road, like, there's no point in the stock. And then, well, now I see Tesla cars all the time. Tesla stock, like, did over 10x in, like, the, like, 2 years since I told him. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, after that, I'm just like, okay, well, that could definitely just be luck that I was really bullish on that one company, right? So then it's like, okay, I got to study, like, what things about that company made it work. Yeah. And then once I guess, have a hypothesis on what factors led to that growth, then I have to see what other companies had those same factors in the past. And then I need to see how they performed since. And if they performed well also, then those factors are pretty good. But then you also have to double check again and then look at companies that did poorly and see if they happen to have those factors too. And if they didn't, then you're on the right track. If they do, then
indicators and markers of what could be the future. There's never a guaranteed.
100%.
Yeah.
It's all about data and testing.
So we're coming up to about 8 months since you were in the Dominican with us, when you traveled with us, and you kind of opened your eyes on what we'll just say above average living looks like. We don't want to really embellish the scenario, but you got to see what happens when a lifetime of making very smart choices financially pay off. I know you were very frustrated with some of your trading. Some days some mornings you were up early and you were already the guys were just rolling out of bed. You're already up and your laptop's out, and you'd come in and be like, oh, you know, wasn't a good morning. Shouldn't have got up, but you still did. Other mornings you were like, I had $1,500 before the rest of you had coffee. Has anything shifted in that? It's been almost 8 months.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, maybe the strategy wasn't profitable. It was just me that was unprofitable. And
I like that. So you now put it on yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you really focus on the right fundamentals, you can make any strategy profitable. Because there are just a few fundamentals that make a huge difference. Like, if you cut your losses quick and really ride out the winners, and like, for example, my strategy, I win like just a little over a third of the time. But it's still really profitable. Why? Because sometimes I'll make 20, okay, that happens rarely, but like 10 times my risk on a trade. But a losing trade, I only lose 1 times my risk.
Yeah, so right off the bat, if you read the numbers, you're only winning 1/3 of the time. You think if a sports team only won 1/3 of the time, that's definitive. You don't make the finals, you don't win the championship. You're saying understanding when to cut the loss on the 2/3 failures or non-profits still benefits you being knowledgeable and exiting the positions of your 1/3s.
Yeah, it takes
Very smart.
a lot of patience to
There you
to
go.
ride those winners. Like red days, usually it's the red days where I have no mistakes because it's like, oh, just cut the loss, you're done, right? But
Yeah.
the green days is when I always have the most mistakes or regrets because it's like, okay, sure, I made, 10
I've
times.
bought here, exited here,
Yeah.
but it went to here.
Yeah.
coulda,
not-
shoulda,
not
wouldas.
even that. It's just like, because it's sort of like exponential the longer you hold the trade. Because if you're already up 10 times your risk, right? Then how much? Let's say like you bought the stock at $10. You're like, okay, I'm gonna get out if it goes to 99, right? So $1 is your risk. If it goes to 110, right, you make 10 times your risk. And that $10, right, like you only need that to go like another 20-30% further to make another 2-3 times your risk, which can pay for, another 1 or 2 losing days, right, off the same trade. So
Do you typically look at your risk? Do you average it up or down over a week or a month? Or are you doing annual? Where are you looking to find your profitable segment? Do you typically, how do you break, what time span do you use to, we'll just say, build a P&L sheet? Would you say that you typically like to balance out weekly? Do you want to be up at the end of the month? Like, how do you factor?
Yeah.
Or you just play it
It's-
hard, fast,
yeah.
and figure out where you're landing?
I mean, it depends on strategy, which is why back testing your strategy on historical data is important.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that data and you just, you won't really understand your strategy. Like, because I back test, I understand that usually the days after I hit like a really big winning trade, the second day, I'll also hit a big winning trade. So if the odds of hitting, like for some reason, like it's like my odds of hitting a big trade are higher if it's like the second day, right? So knowing that, then I should size up on those days. Obviously nothing too crazy, right? But size up enough where I could really take advantage of that pattern I noticed, but also not risk blowing my accounts.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean trading is it's not like slots, it's like poker. In poker, like everyone's unprofitable unless they play bigger size when their hand is really, really good, and they put really small size if their hand is mediocre, right? It's the same thing with trading. You don't need a good win rate, you just have to do a good job of winning when it's time to win. Yeah.
No, that's very cool. Let's shift away from the trading side of things. I'd like to hear, because we like to hear
Yeah.
people's lives are more diversified, we'll call it.
Yeah.
How else have you matured as a human being? Because like I said, you're very young. You're 22 now? You'd be 22.
20. No, I'm 20, still 20.
I thought you just had oh, that was your 20th birthday.
Yeah.
I thought that was your 21st. I was like, so you're in your 21st year. That's so nuts. You're half my age, and you already know the things that you do. So what else? What else are you doing? What else have you experienced? How are you? I don't know. It's such an interesting set of questions I'd love to ask you, but I don't usually have someone at your, we'll call it growth level, at that age. This is usually something I'm talking to people in their late 20s, usually, before they have that type of knowledge or that type of, we'll call it win percentage or growth percentage. So what else do you have that you're applying a more thoughtful process into, more analytical? So maybe that'll make it an easier question. How have you taken your developed to this point analytical mind and applied it to other facets of your life?
Good habits in one thing is good habits in everything. Like I know we're trying to.
You don't drink.
Yeah, I don't drink.
Not that's an evolution. I just don't recall you ever drinking on any of our trips, any of our meetings.
I only have wine, but I only had wine at church, so that's not really drinking wine.
So you do have a belief system as well.
Yeah, and that's actually really key because I noticed.
And again, we're not pushing it.
Yeah.
We're just highlighting how people, their thought process, their mind, their faith, you're very big into fitness. So,
that too.
Yeah.
It's I mean, good habits like fitness, faith. Those things require denying your self-will. It requires delayed gratification, and that translates a lot into like anything related to making money. With trading specifically, like no one wants to spend, or I guess most people don't want to spend like an extra 2 to 4 hours a day just looking at historical data and testing out their strategy.
They could be gaming.
Yeah, they could be.
They could be drinking. They could be having useless conversations with people. Binge watching TV.
Yeah.
So what makes you? Is it just out of interest, or because you know that you want a better future?
Yeah.
So what drives you then? Like I know we came back to trading, but it's actually the drive. That's an extra 4 hours several times a week. Why?
Because it needs to be done.
I like how simple you made that answer. It wasn't complicated. It has to be done. Oh, there's a bunch of snow on the ground today because it started snowing. I don't want to shovel the walk. No one asked you what you wanted to do. It has to be done.
Yeah, 100%. I think like if I had to, like if I was on my deathbed and I wanted to give like my firstborn son some like advice before I died, I would probably say like do the things that need to be done and always blame yourself for everything.
Always blame yourself. Wow, that is something most of progressive society is not going to understand, because I'm sure there's a pill for it. There's someone else to blame. There's government, law enforcement, your parents, society, whatever that means. That's all I ever hear is that it's something that has stopped someone from achieving. And I hear someone like you at your age saying, no, it's my fault anytime that I've had a setback. And it's kind of funny because you were talking, before we started filming, you were basically talking about humility.
Yeah.
You brought up the fact that when you started talking about how much money you had or were making, that's when it fell away. Do you want to circle back to that? Because I thought that was, I never really knew how to say that. It was something that's commonly understood, but I never knew how to say it. You said it perfectly, so I don't know if you can say it exactly how you said it before, but is there a way? Can you elaborate on that? That was awesome.
Yeah. It like every single, whenever I start telling people how much I was making, then I would start making less money. It's something to do with the pride or the ego or something. But when I stay quiet and I don't really say anything, that's when things really start to happen. That's when things really pick up. And I think it's because when your pride and ego is taken over, you have less good habits, right? You're being more sloppy. When you're not telling anyone anything, like you feel the pressure to lock in and make things happen. Your habits are better, right? Like I remember when I started doing 5 figs a month with sales, I posted I posted one story that was like within at 19 years old, within 5 weeks, going from $140 in a week to $6K in a week. And the reason why is because I had a friend that was doing sales, and they were making extra money from coaching their friends on how to do it. So they're like, just post on your wins on your story, and people will want to get coached by you, and you get more money, right? So I posted that story. I actually
the background of all the bullshit that's on.
Exactly. And I mean, almost right away, I got 2K to help someone, coach them. I helped them get results and everything, because I don't want to but then I didn't like the experience of coaching someone, because it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
And also
You're
now
welcome.
and also now you have a time obligation to them.
Yes.
Sure you can be like, oh yeah, I'll just do this much per hour, but if you're, I mean, I'm not a good person, but I'm trying to say, if you're genuinely a good person, you're gonna feel the obligation to do more, to
because you want to see them achieve.
Exactly.
If you're truly a mentor or a coach, you're not done with your teachings until they've grasped it and they're performing.
100%.
And that's what people really haven't understood. We don't charge you guys when we're not trying to sell anybody anything with these, discussions that we're having.
Yeah.
We've done it for you guys for no cost. And you're talking about one-on-one. We're one-on-one times almost 100 people in the city.
Yeah.
So all that time, which we've told you to quantify as your currency, is being given to other people. The only way that we're able to do what we do is because passively, we don't need time to equal our monetary gain, because we've got that sorted in the background.
Yeah.
So we can give that time, and because we do it for free, I think a lot of people haven't appreciated it.
Yeah.
But the whole, we'll come back to how you're saying it, but the psychology behind it is, when you start talking about how much money you're making, one, it's the wrong dialogue, because no one actually makes money. They generate revenue or income. The only people that make money is the reserve, the mint. That's who makes money.
Yeah.
It started as raw material or raw paper, and then it became made money. If you're going to flex what you're making, who's going to listen? You're going to drop tables, because the table that was helping you get to the point where you were generating more revenue doesn't want to hear how much you made. They want to hear that you're doing better. That's all they ever want to hear is, oh cool, you're better than last week, better than last month, better than last year. Because the number is irrelevant. It's just better. The moment you start talking about money, the only people interested in that are the tables that care about money, because they want to buy flashy bags, shoes, coats, cars, vacations. So you actually have to take a step back to find someone who frankly gives a shit about you talking about money. So that's what it does. You spend all your time looking for someone to praise you for the money you've made, when you start focusing on how much money you made.
Yeah.
That's the psychology behind it. But I just love the way that you delivered that. And, no, I got real world experience at 20 years old. This happened to me. Every time I talked about money, I made less.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Yeah.
Again, not scripted, just anyone who's ever done anything that turned into success knows all about the failures. And I'll use the word failures because I don't like the cliche. Well, it's not a failure if you learned. If you put time in and it didn't go as planned, we're still going to call it a failure, because we like that word, because we don't want to fail again. That's how big players look at it. That was a failure, definitive. Taking it off the books, we learned we're not going to fail again. That's it. So and that circles back to that beautiful statement you said. It was probably my fault. Better yet, it was my fault. The moment you take that power away from it being something else's fault, you've just given yourself the power to make that next change. I'm not going to talk about the bullshit like money. I'm going to talk about being a better version of myself. So I know that I'm successful. I don't need someone to know what I'm making. I know I'm better than yesterday. And I've learned a process that's making my life better every damn day. Sorry, let's loop back.
Yeah.
I had to go on that tangent because it's so frustrating. We can see so many people that just want instant success and no failures, otherwise their mental health and all that kind of bullshit.
But even like going back to failure and how successful people like take that more seriously. One example, not necessarily money related, but like for example, a lot of saints, when they're prayed, they're repenting of being a very dirty sinner or, you know, something like that. But just because, like, I don't know, like they did nothing all day, or I guess nothing bad, but they just had like one like thought, like one word pop into their head. And like they're just like, then they go like repent of that for like hours and hours and pray, and, you know, they take failure really seriously, and they don't think highly of themselves. They don't say, oh, I'm going to heaven. Like they're like, oh no, I'm not worthy of going to heaven, right? It's just taking failure really, really, really seriously to grow. Exactly, to grow and get to another level. So
yeah, and that's actually a really good analogy.
yeah.
So really, so we discussed that. That was an interesting side. Let's shift gears again. Let's go specifically, just because we all had a lot of fun. What were you? Let's say the day before you took off to come visit Dominican. There was a group of 11 or 12 of us there. What didn't look like what you thought it was going to look like? I know I'm making that a very community, because what I'm getting at is everybody has this perceived idea of what wealth looks like. They think it looks like money. For the 7 days that you were with us, did we ever talk about money?
No, what money looked like wasn't Ferraris. It was golf carts.
Isn't that funny? A couple dollars. You can get a really good golf cart for like $25,000. But yeah, it's not Tigers and Bentleys and skyscrapers and jewelry everywhere. It was golf carts, golf shorts. Nobody even played golf, but everybody was laid back. It was time in the pool. It was the cigars. What was the defining moment of that trip? Like, what if I said, you got 3 seconds to tell me the best point of that week?
Best point of the week.
What, you're thinking too hard. 3 seconds is up.
My bad.
No worries.
I would say helping the orphans.
That's
because like
I was thinking. See, I didn't even go there first, and that's usually the majority of why I'm there. The fact that you went there first before all the extravagance and fun times, I like that. Your head's in the right place.
Yeah, it's because like seeing other people be happy because of something you did is always makes you happier than trying to make yourself happy because of something you did. Because like at the end of the day, this is more like a, I guess, spiritual stance, but like at the end of the day, it's not like nothing good can come from me, and anything good I do comes from the grace of God. So, and especially when you look at things that way, it helps to become more humble, to delay gratification more, to, you know, all those things.
It changes your pursuit.
Exactly.
When
perspective.
The goal is not a Lamborghini or new clothes. It's not the money at all. It's the pursuit of betterness.
Yeah.
And betterness, there sometimes is a money monetization, but there's also we can call it the spiritual or the mental monetization, where you understand that you've actually made a change in the world. There isn't a dollar amount that you can attach with that. When we, and I'm actually really glad you brought up the orphanage, we've made sure that they never go without food ever again. It's fully funded at this point. Those kids do not care what we're worth. We show up, you saw them, they came running out, and they're like, oh, and they just picked, everybody, they just, three of them would grab onto someone and be like, oh, let's go play basketball, let's go play whatever. And it wasn't even, the basketball was barely holding together, so we bought some more. They didn't ask for anything for themselves. They wanted to share what they had as far as what they loved with all of you guys.
Yeah.
It was just, and I think everybody started to understand more fully the moment we got out of this so-called oppressive North American society and we actually went somewhere where they don't have luxury. Their luxury is waking up. The basics. They have their beliefs. They don't even have family. They've made family from people that don't have family. They became their own families. So they don't care. They all have nothing. But they have food now. Make sure they all have clothes. They have a place to sleep and learn. So what more did they need? That was the truest form of humans. They were just so happy to see us and play and share their stories. And it was just, I hope people took from that what we really wanted. Before you ever get to come play with us in any of our locations at the levels that we play at, you will do charity in the countries that we occupy, we'll call it.
Yeah.
So, well, that's pretty cool. Going out on the yacht with all the kids, seeing them dancing and stuff like that, or the catamarans, that was really cool.
Yeah, because, I mean, when everyone is happy, it's easy to be happy. If you're just, like, I don't know.
You redefine what makes you happy.
Yeah. If you're just, like, indulging cashews by the pool, looking at the charts, like, sure, that's cool, but, like, that's not going to make you happy.
No, you're hoping it monetized enough so one day, like most wealthy do, they don't, Instagram will tell you differently, but most wealthy people use it to better the world. It's just not what you're told through social media. So whatever. Wealthy people don't really care what